Hi everyone, welcome to Happy Hour with Plum Deluxe. I'm Erica. I'm one of the writers for the Plum Deluxe blog, and I'm going to be showing you how to make an elderflower tea cocktail that I like to call Elderflower Evening. The reason I call it that is because it uses evening in the garden herbal tea as its base, which has elderflower, as well as lemon and rose. And it's a beautiful herbal tea to drink all on its own, but it also makes one heck of a cocktail. So it's very simple. All you'll need for it is gin, which I got some right here, Saint Germain, which is an elderflower liqueur to play up the elderflower in the tea, a little bit of champagne, and then of course your tea itself. So I have some warm tea right here, and I just thought I would show you how to very quickly go from warm tea to cold tea. If you don't have time to cold brew, or you don't want to wait until make hot tea and then wait for it to cool to temperature on its own, you can just take some hot tea, brew it really strong. So what I like to do is to, for 1 ounce of tea, as usual, do about half the liquid that you would normally make. So 4 ounces of tea, 4 ounces of water to 1 ounce of loose leaf tea, and then you just take some ice cubes, right in the glass. I usually do about 5 or 6, maybe a little less. And then you just stir it up. I like to use the infuser, make a little bit of a mess. The infuser, when you stir it, I think just gives it a little extra flavor rather than using a spoon or a stir stick. You just get really get the most out of your tea flavor. And just after a minute or two, well, usually less. This tea has cooled down a little bit. Usually about 30 seconds of stirring, and you have yourself some instantly cool tea. It's like magic. And it's great for people like me who are impatient and also bad at planning ahead. So when you've got your cold tea, you can start your cocktail. And honestly, we're just going to be sticking it right into into a cocktail shaker, so you could probably skip that step. It will end up getting cold anyway, but I just thought ratio and flavor wise, I didn't want to risk it, so we thought I'd give it the ice cubes. So the ratios for the cocktail are 2 parts tea, 1 part Saint Germain, 1 part gin, and then you just do lemon juice and champagne to taste. So I'm going to be using a 2-ounce shot glass because that is what I have. And but if you're using a 1-ounce shot glass, you know, kind of how or if you want to make more than a single serving, you can just sort of multiply out those ratios. 2 part tea, 1 part gin, 1 part Saint Germain. So we will just put our infuser right in our ice bucket because I don't have anywhere else to put it. I did not bring a funnel, so we'll see how big of a mess I make. Whoop, whoop. There we go. It's about as much as I was expecting. I'm going to turn a little bit. There we go. So we've got 1 part tea, 2 parts tea. We'll take our Saint Germain, which if you have not had Saint Germain but you like kind of floral elements in your cocktails, you are in for a treat. This is one of my favorite things. So 1 part Saint Germain. I am going to put the lid back on this because I'm prone to spilling. So stick that right there. 1 part gin. And as I've been experimenting with this cocktail, I have really been enjoying it, so I'm almost out of gin. And I will be restocking because I don't want to stop having to make this. It's really good. Okay, so that's all that goes into your cocktail shaker. That and some ice. Ooh, the wind's coming up. I imagine most of you will be making this inside, so it probably won't be an issue. And then we just shake it until it's nice and uncomfortable to hold. And if you don't have a cocktail shaker, you just don't like using one. I have made it by just stirring as well. I prefer the shaking method because you get less water melting into your cocktails, so it's a little bit of a stronger flavor. And also, I think the shaking just helps the flavors to all kind of meld better. So you strain it into your glass once it's nice and cold. I don't want to miss any. Ooh, it's a little more more full than I anticipated, so I'm going to drink a little bit of it. Already, you can drink it just like this. It's so good. I'm going to drink a little more. For ratios, you know. Okay, so next thing, we've got some lemon juice, and I like to give it a pretty healthy splat of lemon juice. There is lemon in the tea, and so I think that it just really plays up those, it interacts nicely with the lemon in the tea, and also really is really nice with the floral elements. You've got the bright citrus, the mellow flowers. It's beautiful. I'm having to stop myself from drinking more of it. And again, this could be the end of your cocktail. I like to end it up with a little bit of splash of champagne. I like to just kind of top off whatever's left in the glass with the champagne. And if you don't love champagne or you don't have it on hand, like I said, this could already be a really perfect cocktail. I like that little bit of effervescence, and I think that the sweetness of the champagne gives it an extra little depth of flavor. But again, if you don't want it, you don't need to. I just always have champagne on hand for brunch emergencies, you know, but it's still a really delicious cocktail if you want to leave it out. Oh, again, I keep just wanting to drink it, but there is one more step for the aesthetic purposes. We just garnish with a lemon twist. As always, for anything, if I'm using the rind, I like to get organic lemons. And that's it. I'm a sucker for gin or champagne or Saint Germain, and so all three together in one is kind of my ideal cocktail. But that with the extra complexities that you get from having the tea in there is just really delicious. It kind of makes it seem like you've put in some sort of fancy secret alcohols, bitters, and things, when really it's just all the nuances that you're getting from the tea. It's a really, really mellow, beautiful flavors, and I think also because it's got the herbal tea in it, it's so soothing, it's so relaxing. It genuinely is a really wonderful way to spend an evening. So I'm going to go drink this now. The rest of it, I've already had a lot, but I'm going to drink the rest. And if you decide to make it yourself, share it with us on social media. Let us know how you like it. Tag us at Plum Deluxe, and we would love to hear about it. We will see you at the next happy hour. Cheers.